Hi everyone and welcome to Bear Clooney Watches channel. As you could see from the introduction, today we will be presenting this beautiful Omega Seamaster 300. So we're continuing search for perfect timepiece. Luckily, I don't think we will ever find it, so search must go on. And if you want to be part of that search, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, by subscribing, you qualify to win a watch giveaway at the point that this channel reaches 10,000 subscribers. Now, let's go and take a look at the wrist presence of this watch. And wrist presence truly is beautiful when it comes to this watch. One of the reasons why I have chosen this size-wise much more proportional Omega Seamaster Professional. So here we go. You can see for yourself exactly how this watch sits on my 7.25-inch wrist. Now, let's go to Bear Clooney Watch Studio and take a closer look. And here we are at Bear Clooney Watches Studio, taking a closer look at this beautiful Omega Seamaster Professional 300 meters automatic with a really long reference number, which I'm not going to bother you with. I am a big fan of the Omega Seamaster Professional line, and not only because it appeared in some great movies and it's been part of the James Bond franchise, which certainly adds to the appeal of this watch. And you can see the little trinkets around, which are indicating my liking for the association of the Omega Seamaster Professional and James Bond franchise, but also because of its own merits. I fell in love with the Seamaster Professional with the wavy dial, which was prevailing model on the market. And I had this watch. Regretfully, I sold it to a good friend. And now I added to my collection this lacquered dial, a beautiful ceramic Omega Seamaster Professional, which appeared in 2012 Omega when they released the updated Seamaster with this beautiful ceramic bezel and plain, deep, beautiful lacquered dial. And that's something that really spoke to me in this one. Besides the very nice proportions of this watch, helium valve being a really nice size. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, the blue that Omega does is truly beautiful and subtle. And in this ceramic version, I think they did a fantastic job. It is such a rich, such a deep and impressive blue on this Omega. Now this version comes in blue and black, and both have their intricate beauty when it comes to the depth of dial achieved with its lacquered style. I'm mentioning this Omega blue. Omega produces some of my favorite blues, from the DeVille Our Vision to the Seamaster. Many other manufacturers are known for bright and very vivid blues, but this is more subtle. This is more unique to Omega. I mentioned that if you're not into blue, this version comes in a beautiful black dial version, and I love them both. I truly would not separate which one is my favorite. I happen to choose the blue one because I think it kind of suited my collection better, but they're truly both gorgeous watches. This timepiece, in my humble opinion, is built like an elegant tank. When you pick up the watch, the first thing, and my friends agree with me, you will notice that it's hefty. Then you will see on the watch some alternating brushing and polished surfaces, which are giving the stainless steel case a handsome look, and it's not gaudy. It's actually still maintaining the look of the professional diver watch, with refinement of the luxury timepiece achieved through the finishing and materials, and certainly it shows. Now, I was talking, and I will keep talking, about this blue on the dial, which is very deep and glossy and definitely captures the eye. The deep captivating blue brings out subtle elements of creaminess in the white indicators and hands. The text on the dial is very compact, very sharp. Not a letter is out of place, as it shouldn't be. And I like the red and the italic font of the word Seamaster. You can see it right under the logo. I think it complements the surroundings very nicely. The word Omega, accompanied by the trademark Omega symbol, is equally as impressive, as it has been noticeably raised and rhodium plated, just like the hands are, which is giving it very sharp metallic glimmer. Now, this Omega text logo is applied, which is change from the previous wave dial and different from the new version. And I love this. It is such a luxurious little touch, such a luxurious little feel in this applied text and that beautiful logo. The date background is beautifully framed, and it's changed from white to blue. And pay attention to the detail of a beautiful silver numerals, which are nicely contributing to overall wonderful impression of this dial. Now, hands were a little bit concerning to me. Even on the previous Seamaster, and overall, I am always hesitant when it comes to the idea of the skeleton hands. I don't know why. Initially, I find them kind of pretentious, also futile. But you know what? They did a good job. I don't hate them. And they're not useless. They do have a great legibility. They appear solid, yet also on this one they allow us, I think it works better. Actually, you know what? It works better on this solid lacquered non-wave dial. These hands are more suitable for this dial. So I think that's another reason why I think that this is the best version of the Seamaster Professional 300 meters. I really do, because the wave and the skeleton hands are not necessarily a great match. Now, if you look carefully on this beautiful watch, these hands actually appear solid and have a kind of strong influence on the watch's overall appearance, and they barely distract us from the face of this watch. The glossy backdrop gleams through the middle of the hands, and I think it is impossible to lose sight of the rhodium plated and creamy white outline of each hand. So it's well done. Now the second hand is my favorite. Take a look at this second hand as it moves smoothly. It's long, and I like that. And it features small circular, like the small circular indicator, and it precedes that small circular indicator precedes the final red line that reaches just short of the outer edge of the dial. The red draws the eye and shares in the same time a pleasant connection with the slightly deeper red that we've seen earlier in word Seamaster right beneath the logo. So these two red elements nicely complement each other, in my opinion. Now, the ceramic bezel provides a subtle change in the tone of the lacquered blue dial. It's kind of like deep, and it's a perfectly matching shade of blue. I like this. I hate when there is a contrast between the dial and the bezel to a point that it doesn't make sense. And here there is a wonderful flow of the blue in Omega style, which is a compliment from me. The bezel indicators are very precise. However, we need to know that unlike the Planet Ocean, the indices on a Planet Ocean are metal injected. The Seamaster indices are painted onto the bezel. This means that there is a chance that the paint can be scratched off, even though this is ceramic bezel. The bezel is, of course, rotatable and unidirectional for diverse safety. It has 120 positions, very precise clicks per minute marker. It is a really high quality bezel. The outer edge of the bezel is carefully what's the word I'm searching for? Scalloped, and it's a brush finish of the metal. And you know, this scallop is not too aggressive. It's not too much of that unique Seamaster scallop bezel. It has a nice flow. It's not too aggressive, for the lack of better word. The crown is beautiful sign crown, and it's smoothly done. I would say one big thing on this watch that I like better than on the new version is the helium escape valve, which is a perfect size. It doesn't stick out annoyingly. It's not too big. So those are some very positives about this version of the Seamaster Professional. The domed anti-reflective sapphire is beautiful and allows you to genuinely enjoy this beautiful lacquered dial. I have to apologize if I occasionally catch the glare of the lights. I'm really trying very hard to maintain the position of the watch, which allows you to properly enjoy the dial of the watch. Now, I need to talk about the back. You turn the watch around and you see one of my favorites on this watch. I know that the new version has display where you can actually enjoy the movement, but I love this. This is beautiful. On this case bake engraving, you see the trademark of the famous Omega Sea Dragon. And now the movement behind this is the Omega modified ETA 2892, which is known as a caliber 2500. Very dependable, very good movement, certified chronometer that uses Omega's coaxial escapement technology. Beats 25,200 beats per hour, and it is 7 beats per second versus the usual 8 beats per second. So it's a maybe slightly less smooth, and it has a, nah, you can't notice that. Why even bother? It is 7 instead of usual 8 beats per second, which also helps and increases the reserve, the power reserve. The bracelet on this Seamaster is, as Bunny Clooney says, very manly, very masculine. Yet, I don't know, I wish it tappers a little bit. I mean, that's one complaint I have about this watch. I don't like when the bracelet doesn't taper. I think tappering bracelet adds to the elegance of the watch, yet the argument can be, this is a professional diver timepiece, therefore, there you go. This is the way it is. Screw pins are used instead of push pins, so adjusting on the size of the band is easy. The clasp is signed with Omega, because with this version they ditched the Seamaster and Professional. It's a simple, effective, solid clasp. It's made of the stamped metal. It has the diver extension. Be careful when you're pushing it back. Sometimes if it doesn't fit right, you will find that you cannot close the watch. So you need to kind of ensure the perfect click back in, and then the watch locks nicely. That's one thing I find it happens occasionally, even on the previous version and on this version as well. So at the end, this is one very effective, very beautiful, very useful, good value, professional diver watch, aesthetically truly pleasing. I say that this is my favorite in a line of Seamaster Professionals. I am not crazy about the wave on the new one, especially with the ceramic dial. For some reason, that wave is more appropriate on the watches of the earlier stages, earlier versions, vintage ones. I think this is the best new version of Omega Seamaster Professional. So that's it. That's the presentation of this beautiful watch. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's go back to Bear Clooney's cave and wrap up this video. And we're back at Bear Clooney's cave. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click on like. I always welcome your comments and I try to respond to all of them. And finally, if you want to join me further in this search for perfect timepiece, which most likely will never end, please don't forget to subscribe. It should be right around here, right? What else? All the best to all of you.